From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2209, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, March 4th, 2020. First up, Newsline anchor Jim Dameron, N8TMW, tells of challenges facing the VP8 PJ South Orkney Islands de-expedition team.
The radio operators who expect to remain there until March 6th have only had limited success with satellite connections, even from the ship, restricting the regular uploading of logs. Team member Gene, K5GS, writes Newsline from the island, quote, "We've been in contact with the service provider and we all agree that the problem is the terrain and the satellite's low angle in the sky," end quote. Meanwhile, Gene said uploads will be done whenever possible. The team asks hams refrain from emailing pilots about whether they made it through the pileups into the log. He writes, quote, "This is an experienced de-expedition and contest team. If you hear them repeat your call, you're in the log," end quote. He added, "Have patience. The South Orkney Islands are the 16th most wanted DX entity listed on Club Log."
National regulators on the island of St. Kitts have been called in to help contain interference the local utility company has caused hams on that island.
The St. Kitts, Nevis Anguilla Amateur Radio Society has been locked in an ongoing battle over RF interference, jamming and noise. But the group's nemesis hasn't been a problematic ham or group of hams. It's been the so-called smart meters installed by the electric company on the island of St. Kitts. Smart meters keep track of a customer's use of electric energy and relay the data to the utility for billing and monitoring purposes. The leadership of the Radio Society has plans to meet with the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, or NTRC, within the next few weeks to attempt to resolve the issue. The hams are receiving guidance and support, meanwhile, from officials at Region 2 of the International Amateur Radio Union. Despite the fact that the NTRC sent the electric company a cease and desist order more than 4 months ago, St. Kitts hams continue to report issues on 40 and 80 metres. There are no smart meters on the island of Nevis. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm John Williams, VK4JJW.
Something arrived recently on the International Space Station from the UK, and it'll make communications home that much easier for the astronauts.
Thanks to a recent special delivery to the International Space Station, astronauts will be able to make contact with their families and with scientists using home broadband speeds. A communications antenna manufactured by MDA UK was delivered to the ISS earlier this month aboard a Cygnus freighter and marks the UK's first industrial contribution to the ISS. In just a few weeks, the antenna will be installed on the outside of Europe's ISS science module, where it's expected to help deliver improved radio links. It will route video, voice and data to the ground, making use of satellites that are actually higher in the sky than the ISS. David Kenyon, the managing director of MDA UK based in Oxfordshire, told the BBC that for now communications from Columbus will continue to go through the American data relay satellites. He noted, however, that those satellites are prioritised for US use. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
And a reminder that the nominating period for the 2020 Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award is now open. You'll find the form on our website, arnewsline.org, under the YHOTY tab. The award will be presented Saturday, August 22nd at the Huntsville Hamfest in Alabama. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Jim Dameron, N8TMW, John Williams, VK4JJW, Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Welbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.